71 years ago, this was Earl Williams' view of Utah Beach. As a 21-year-old staff sergeant in the Army Engineers, he came ashore in the third wave of the invasion forces.
And I'm glad I didn't land first, because there was a lot of people got hurt that morning. It was just a different world. There was nothing that you would do, even think about doing in civilian life. I'm 92 years old, or 93 in a couple of months. And I lived most of my life in 3 weeks right there. The last 3 weeks in June of 1944.
Today, the view from Utah Beach is very different. And it is precisely that difference, the stark reality of the past contrasted with the peaceful serenity of the present, that draws these veterans to return to the battlefield. Diane Height is the founder of Forever Young, a nonprofit organization that began with the mission of fulfilling the wishes of senior citizens.
We started doing wishes for World War II veterans because they were seniors, and we just saw miracles taking place in their lives. And I realized then that these men had gone to war, they came back, made America great, and they have never asked for anything. And so I thought, I can make a difference in their lives. So we changed our mission from senior citizens to senior veterans.
Forever Young focuses primarily on World War II veterans because time is running out for them. Today, Forever Young raises funds to take veterans back to their battlefields. And so far, they've taken about 20 trips.
We have been to Normandy 4 times. We've been to Belgium, where the Battle of Bulge took place, 3 times. And we've been to Pearl Harbor twice. And we've sent an Iwo Jima Marine back for the 70th anniversary.
W.T. Hardwick hit Utah Beach as a private in the 4th Division. He fought his way inland, but on the 5th day, he was captured in the Normandy hedgerows. He spent the remaining months of the war as a POW, being force-marched across France to Frankfurt, Germany. For 40 years, he never spoke about the war.
Didn't say a word to anybody about what I'd went through. My parents never did know what I'd went through as a POW.
Even after 70 years, these veterans suffer from nightmares and the post-traumatic stress of combat.
The last one I had, it's just unbelievable how, I mean, the guys are talking and everything, you know, it was just like you was there. And when I woke up, and I kind of laughed at myself, you know, and how long it'd been since I'd had one of them. But I never did go back to sleep at night. I couldn't get that off my mind.
Having witnessed the horror of war, suffered through nightmares, and never spoken about it to those closest to them for 40, 50, 60 years, why then do these vets choose to go back to their battlefields?
I always said that I'd never go back there. And I don't know, my wife passed away 5 years ago, and I've got one daughter. And she went over there on vacation, her and a friend of hers, and went to Utah Beach. And when she come home, she told me, she said, "Daddy, you've got to go back over there."
When I walked out on Utah Beach, I literally broke down. Real emotion. And I still get teary-eyed talking about it.
You were just remembering all the things that...
Yeah. Yeah, when you walk out there, 68 years ago, you could just see it all happening again.
I was afraid of how I would act, you know, emotionally. because I can get to thinking about it and talking about it and almost tune up even now, and that's as long as it's been. And to see it again, it just completely changed. I'm sure glad I went that time. I sure am.
I think going back really does give them closure, because when they're thinking in their minds, they're thinking about their buddies dying, bullets, fear, destruction. Well, they go back and they just can't get over this restored land and the appreciation and the beauty and the peace. So when they come home, they're thinking totally differently about the war. I mean, when they think about Normandy now, they think of beauty and peace. So it really does heal them in many different aspects of their lives, you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It really does make a difference for them.
There's an old saying I've heard said so many times, I wouldn't take $1 million for what I done, and I wouldn't do it again for $2 million.